How is the market? Let's get into it. The combined median home sales price is $850,000. Now that's up from $800,000 last month, and the list price to final sales price ratio is 106.7%. Now that is also up from 105.5% last month. So remember, that means there's forward velocity in the pricing. So when you see the combined median home sales price is up, plus the average list price to sold price ratio is up, that means there's still forward momentum in the pricing and the demand for homes. So keep that in mind if you're out there shopping. Right now we're down to 18 days on market, and the level of inventory is at 0.6 months, which ticked up just slightly from 0.5 months. Basically, if no new homes were listed as of today and the rate of buying continues at the same pace, it went from about 2 weeks there'd be no homes left to 2.5 weeks. If there's any small sliver of hope, it's that as we're moving into the spring and summer season, there are more listings that generally come on the market. So hopefully that increases the inventory level. Hopefully that's going to increase the amount of homes that are available on market, so buyers have a little bit more to choose from. But some of the major important things to really keep in mind, and I think can be very helpful to give you a realistic frame of mind right now, are when you're looking at the listing price, just keep in mind that a listing price is really just a number that the listing agent and the seller came up with together. The agent probably advised them and said, this is a number where I know we'll get good marketing response, we'll get urgent attention, and it should result in multiple offers in a short time frame so that we can have the leverage to negotiate the best offers. Now, a seller has to agree to it, and they have to come to a meeting of the minds on that, but just remember, a listing price is just an imaginary number that they decided on together. It does not dictate how the market will respond and what the final sales price is at. And so that's why it's important when I give you these stats that we talk about what the average list price to sold price ratio is. So you as a buyer, when you're flipping through the online portals and websites, what you really need to look at is what are similar sold homes in the last 30 days or so. So if you're looking at a certain condo community or a certain neighborhood, say, for example, Claremont, they're very similar 3-bedroom, 2-bath homes, similar square footage, and look at ones that are similar condition that have sold in the last 30 days. That final sales price is going to give you the realistic idea of what offers were winning and what those final sales prices were, as opposed to shopping for something when you see it listed at $750,000, that can look really appealing. Unfortunately, it's not going to close at that. Again, the average listing price right now is 6.7% over that. So you got to keep that in mind when you're buying to make sure you're considering realistic homes and have a realistic strategy to win those offers. One of the other major points we really need to keep in mind right now are interest rates are climbing, and there's been a lot of talk about how they're going to continue to climb through this year. Now, what does that do? The real life impact of that is it erodes your buying power. Now, from a buyer's point of view, say for example you're shopping for a home at $800,000, when about a year or so or more ago when it was 3.5%, maybe 3.75%, that was going to result in a certain monthly payment. Say all things being equal, you're shopping for the same $800,000 home today when interest rates are really approaching 5% for the average 30-year rate. That monthly payment for that same $800,000 home is going to be substantially higher now. So it truly erodes your buying power, and a certain set of homes you're going to have to remove from what you were otherwise shopping for. So now you're going to have to start shopping more down towards, let's say, for example, $700,000 to $725,000, because that, if you're shopping based on your monthly payment, which is how almost all buyers are really factoring things. They're not really considering the sticker price. They're considering what is your monthly payment going to be, and does that fit into your monthly expenses of your life? So a higher interest rate is really going to change what fits into your monthly expenses, and that's going to remove buyers from a pool that otherwise would have been considering certain homes. To that point, as a seller, you also have to keep that in mind, that maybe earlier last summer or earlier this year, you may have been entertaining 10, 15 offers at a certain price point. You may now only be entertaining 5 to 8, which, let's be honest, there's nothing wrong with that either. But you have to remember that there's a certain sect of buyers that are now no longer able to look at or consider your home. So you have to remember that the leverage is starting to shift because affordability is truly being affected by interest rates and inflation at the moment. If you have any other questions, please reach out. Pat O'Connor with Market Real Estate.